Hey, peace, love, smiles, truth, galaxy. I'm Zachary. I see you. Sorry, this camera's a little shaky, baby. But I'm gonna jump right into this one if I can. I don't want this to be super duper long, but I want to just talk to everybody out there and talk about reparations. So when people hear reparations, the first thing that come to your mind, obviously, is monetary, money, finance, funds, some type of bag, right? And there's a lot of different nations that have faced horrors and tragedies and traumas and struggles and oppression and things like that throughout history that have received some type of reparation for their ancestors or for them going through those things, right? The only people that haven't got that is in no type of form is the descendants. Now, I think people get too hung up on the name of things, but to make a claim, you have to have an appropriate name. So there is a movement of the ADOS and the what is it, DACS. So ADOS, for those that may not know, is American Descendants of Slavery. And then you have the Descendants of American chattel slavery, right? And you have some people that is against that. They don't like that name. They don't like the idea of like, oh, why you got to have slavery attached to the name? Why do you got to have... Okay, we're trying to get reparations or not. All right. So the thing that drives me up the wall is the fact, like, okay, if the name is not perfect, okay, find a solution. Help find a name. Quit making the problem and highlighting the problem. Like, contribute with a solution. Contribute with the answer. Do you not want people that deserve these reparations for what their ancestors had to go through, mine included? Help. Build, not destroy. Why are you going at the neck of Sister Yvette Carnell and Brother Tone Talks, like Antonio Moore, like I think Tariq Nasheed and a few other, I'm not gonna do a whole lot of name dropping. It's just the whole fact that it doesn't matter who started it or who's the face of it. It's the whole fact that it's supposed to be benefiting the people that have been oppressed for the longest. And you talk about, some people bring up, oh, this ain't oppression Olympics, we had it the worst. Listen, man, everybody don't seem to understand the fact that when it comes to black people in America and worldwide, the diaspora, black people go to bat for other people, for other nations. When they going through whatever, black people have been there through civil rights, through everything, fighting for other people to get their voice heard, to get their just due. And then when black people stand up and want to get reparations or get some type of justice or get some type of equality with just their name on it, they get looked at crazy, and people try to tear that movement down. Man, that says a whole lot. That says a whole lot about everybody that's against it. I don't really care about the money aspect. So some people say, like, well, reparations, you give them the money, they just gonna blow it. They just gonna waste it. It's just gonna go right down the drain. Imagine someone winning the lottery, right? And they never have money. People that don't know how to use money or never know, when you get a big lump sum, you're gonna blow that bag. And it's not your fault. It's just because you never had it. So it's gonna be like, I don't know what to do with it. I'm gonna live it up, because I've never lived it up before. That's why most lottery winners, not all of them, but some lottery winners, they end up broke. Sometimes they end up worse off than before they won the bag. I think reparations, this is just my thought, I think reparations will be better suited if there was access and opportunity for immediate, or if not immediate, then fast-tracked multi-citizenship. What does that mean? So people say, oh, there's African-American communities all over the world. You go to Ghana, Africa loves you. Africa loves you. Go back to, you can go to Africa. Go to any African embassy in Washington, D.C. or anywhere in the country and say, I am an African American. I come from, my ancestors, they went through slavery. They went through all types of stuff here. I'm a descendant and I'm looking for asylum. I'm looking for refuge. I'm looking for citizenship in your African country. Can you help me? They're going to make you do the same process that they would to any other person of any other ethnicity or race. There's no special treatment. Just because you look like you come from the continent and you got ancestors way before slavery that came from the continent, you can't get immediate citizenship. There's nothing like that exists where you can get fast-track immediate citizenship. You could become a citizen of Ghana and these other places, but you got to do it the same way anybody else did. You have to marry someone. You have to wait 7 years, or serve in the military maybe, or there's no special treatment. So yeah, you could become a citizen in Ghana and all these other places, and yeah, there's African American communities, but they didn't get immediate citizenship. There's nothing like that exists for African Americans, so-called African Americans, Black Americans, the people. There's nothing like that exists. So reparations should be immediate, or at least fast track, and fast track just mean like a speedier citizenship process for Black Americans or African Americans or ADOS or DACS or B1 or Hebrew Israelites or Nation of Islam. Honestly, another thing is that there should be a council. All these different organizations or different groups, whether it's religious or not, Pan-African, however you identify yourself, and you have ancestors that went through slavery, and your blood you have that in your blood. A lot of us have Aboriginal. A lot of us have indigenous blood in us. And people want to feel some type of way about that, The whole fact is that multi-citizenship, and I'm not saying disregard or give up your American citizenship. No, you keep that in conjunction. You have dual or multi-citizenship. So you have your American citizenship, and you can have citizenship anywhere else in the world. Why is this so important? Because when you have access and opportunity to explore and to see other places and to just see if you can make it. Excuse me, Ryan, I gotta get some gas. But see if you can, if you feel like, man, America, I don't want to give up my American citizenship, but I don't feel the safest here. I don't feel like I get the most opportunity here to really be successful. I want to spread my wings and fly and see what else is out there. Explore the world. See if I can open a business in whatever, a different country. I think that would do a lot of healing. How many of you know people, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, classmates, people that they go through life and they never even leave their state. They never been out of the state that they're from. Some people never even been out the city they from. I remember one of my best friends one time, we was living and working in Ohio, and we from Michigan, Grand Rapids to be exact. And he was from Detroit, and I said, man, this summer we should go to Mackinac Island, right? He say, where's that at? Indiana? He's from Michigan. Mackinac is in Michigan. Mackinac Island is in Michigan. You got to go up the Mackinac Bridge to get to the UP, the Upper Peninsula. He never really got out of Detroit until he went to Ohio. He's living and working in Ohio. Some people don't get out. They don't know what is in their own backyard. The lack of exposure is the lack of seeing the larger picture. When I travel and I go different places around the world, even just different states, you see there is very, very successful people that's not from those countries, and they're making a killing. They're successful. People say Black Americans, African Americans, when they travel, they don't go. Africa's not on their list, or even if they don't travel, just to say, why don't you go to Africa, or would you vacation in Africa? Africa's not on their list. Africa's not on their mind. A lot of times, traveling is not on their mind. Some people, I got people in my family that's never been out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. I got people in my family that's never been out of the state of Michigan. I got people in my family that's never been out of the Midwest. So I travel, I send them pictures, send them videos, so they can see that. And guess what? 9 out of 10 times they say, take me with you next time. I want to travel. I want to do all these things, And then you just got to coordinate the schedule. I'm like, because when I go, I don't go for 1 or 2 days. I'm going to be gone for a good month or so. Like, when I travel, I travels. I think reparations would do a lot more if we can get the people to travel. I'm telling you this is the key. Why? Anybody from any race, any ethnicity, any group of people, I don't care, whatever type of group of people, think of this. When you go someplace that's foreign and unfamiliar, and you see someone that you recognize, even if y'all have beef or you don't get along with this, y'all become best friends in that uncomfortable, foreign, different place. And you become best friends and you start building and bonding, and you have each other back like y'all was siblings. Think of this. When people go to jail, they got this thing where you get with your train or you get with your car. So you go to jail in a city, a lot of times some people link up with their neighborhoods or their areas. You go to prison, which is a state-ran facility, a lot of people link up with not only their neighborhoods, they link up with their cities. Even if they got beef, West Side don't get along with East Side. But guess what? They in that car together. They in that train. They riding together when they in that state joint. Let's go bigger. Federal. When you in the feds, people from not only the same neighborhood, same city, same state link up together. Sometimes even region link up together. You see where I'm going with this? So you take it from a micro where neighborhoods link up, and then cities link up if you're in the state, and then states link up and regions link up when they in the feds. When you travel the world, if you in a place and no one speaks your language, English, or whatever language you speak, once you find someone that speaks your language, oh yeah, you trying to not let them get out of your sight. You linking up, you're helping each other out. It's like a breath of fresh air. When black people, black Americans, African Americans travel, get out of their comfort zone, out of these areas, these pockets of areas of never leaving the city, never leaving wherever they're at, and they go and they travel, and they're forced to be in these situations, they're going to want to find a like-minded individual, someone that speaks the language, someone that understands, and they're going to ride with that person, and they're going to be best of friends. Like there's African American communities overseas, like in Ghana, Brazil, France, other places all over the world. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but you don't hear a whole lot of black on black crime and stuff like that. And that's nothing. I hate hearing black on black crime, because there's white on white crime, and there's Latino on Latino crime, and Chinese on Chinese crime. You have crime in the area, whatever that is the dominant demographic in that area, is going to be crime on crime with that demographic. So if you're in Chinatown and some crime going on, more than likely it's Chinese, or against their own, because that's what's abundant. So quit with this black on black crap. But it's easy to build when you travel and you see you almost have no choice. So when people say you got foreigners coming over here, you got immigrants coming over here taking all the jobs, and they come over here and they opening up all these businesses and blah 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 blah, I see why people are complaining, because these immigrants, these refugees, these foreigners, they're in a foreign country. They have no choice but to link with each other. It might have to be 20 of them in one spot. We need to get out of our comfort zone. We need to get out of our comfort zone. Even if we went somewhere where they speak English, but they just don't rock with us like that. Like here in America. But we so comfortable here. It's so comfortable here to because you do got liberties and things like that. Not all the way that you want, but man, travel, and I guarantee when you see another familiar face out there, and someone think about this. People love connections. If you a diehard sports fan of whatever, say for instance you like the Detroit Lions or the Tigers or the Pistons. I'm using Michigan because that's it's my home state. And someone that is diehard about those sports teams, and you down in Louisiana, or you in New Mexico, or Oregon, it don't matter. When you in a completely different state, you in Utah, and you see someone with a Detroit Lions jersey on, or a Pistons hat, or the Red Wings, anything, bumper sticker on their car, you get excited, right? If you a sports team, because people just like those connections, that familiarity. You might even get excited if you just see the Michigan license plate and you out here in Texas. You're like, whoa, someone from Michigan. Connections, man. Exposure. I'm telling you, this is the key. Money is going to come and go, but the experience is going to last a lifetime. It's going to open your heart. It's going to open your mind. It's going to open your spirit to the possibilities of what can be. And access and opportunity is going to be, sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. I got a plan where I'm going to go with this next. And sorry this is super long, but to put it in a nutshell, reparations should be multi-citizenship granted by the world. We're not asking for no handouts, for no money or nothing like that. We just want citizenship. Either a fast-track citizenship, special treatment. Like red carpet. Either immediate citizenship or fast track citizenship. Just different from everyone else. Faster than everyone else's process. I would like immediate. And if you, obviously, your citizenship could be revoked if you abuse it and do some crimes or things like that. We could talk about, go through all the litigations and the bylaws, or comb through the pluses and minuses, the pros and cons. But citizenship is the way. Citizenship is the way. And to our brothers and sisters from the diaspora, think of this. Also, like, if the whole continent of Africa was to say, you know what? Every last 54 countries here in Africa, yep, if you a descendant of slaves, or you black American, African American, yes, you get citizenship to any of these countries. Like if there was like the African Union said, yep, any of our countries, all of our countries, you get immediate citizenship with, and you still keep your American citizenship. Think about what you just created, Africa. Think about what you just created. Now you got 30, 40 million African Americans with 1.6 trillion dollars spending power that you just open your doors to. That is money coming into your countries. It's a win-win. How do you not look at this like an important investment opportunity? You already got foreigners coming in there, investing into your lands and snatching up the resources. Why don't you give it to, or at least give the opportunity to have some of your descendants of the diaspora to get a better advantage of that. So then we can all really uplift, and Wakanda won't be too far-fetched. Man, you're sitting on so much opportunity to really do some amazing things. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. His mother is African American. His father is Eritrean, East Africa. Do his family have immediate? Do Nipsey, his brother Samuel, do all of them have, because their father is Eritrean, do they have Eritrean citizenship as well? Do they have dual citizenship? If they do not, that is a crying shame. I gotta believe they do. I need to know that. Somebody out there knows if they do. If they do not, that is a crying shame. We can do great things, but we need your help. Please consider. And for those of you that may be like, I don't know, multiple citizenship, that ain't gonna do nothing for me. I want some money. I need that bag. Then I was thinking like maybe there should be something like the money, whatever the amount would be, a third of it goes to investment or something. Something where the money could be sustainable, so you can be financially sustainable, so it doesn't burn out. It'd be nice if it was reoccurring. I just don't want it to be. I don't want to be given the fish. I want to be taught how to fish. I want all of us to know how to fish. And I think we would get a lot of experience, field-based experience, hands-on experience by traveling, seeing the world, opening our mind, our heart, our spirit, and linking up. Because you get a group, think about this. When people travel in groups, students or whoever, you go on these trips, vacations, or whatever, you go with a group, you with that group. And you go to these foreign lands, you with that group. You're not going to always get along, but y'all tight. And y'all going to have, y'all together. That's how we get out of this mess. In jails, neighborhoods link up. In prisons, cities link up. In the feds, states and regions link up. In the world, countries link up. The people from countries link up. If we travel interplanetary, planets would link up. It would just keep going on. It's a circle. It's an onion. It's layers. Peace, love, smiles, truth, galaxy. I'm Zachary. I see you. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be kind to nature. The universe will support you. I love y'all. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Peace.